organ and orchestra, there's not so much repertoire, and yet there is if we have to search a little bit for them. And everybody knows the Saint-Saëns organ symphony, everybody knows the Poulenc concerto with strings and timpani, but this Guillemot is a piece I came across at an organ festival in Toulouse in France at the beginning of my career as a guest conductor. So in Toulouse, I was asked to conduct that piece and the organ was actually a church organ and was not on location, the same location as the orchestra. And technically it was very complex to realize, and I remember thinking, one day I want to do it, but properly with the organ on location. And we have this great opportunity in our hall to have this fantastic organ, and this is why I'm committed to, use it in our program increasingly. And this festival, this is what it's about, and it's a great opportunity, that piece, to see how it works symphonically, really, because it's a piece where the organ is completely integrated at the orchestra, the same way a piano concerto would be or a violin concerto would be. It really has a dialogue with the two instruments instead of finding another way, which some of other pieces we're playing this year are, finding other ways to combine organ and orchestra. This one is a real romantic concerto, it just happens to be with organ. The development of organ repertoire is really influenced by the development of the symphonic organ, which happened in France sometime in the course of the 19th century. And the French had always, this idea of colors, whether they would write for the keyboard or they would write for the orchestra, or in operatic like Bizet and Massenet. And similarly, when thinking about organ, the organ was developing itself as an instrument to imitate all the instruments of the orchestra. And all the stops, they talk about flutes and oboes and trumpets and gamba, and it goes on. So this piece, color-wise, I envision it as two orchestras speaking to each other in a way, because that the part of the organ is trying to imitate an orchestra, and the orchestra is not trying to imitate an organ, but more, this is a way of trying to put the organ away slightly from its religious church aspect, which was the case in France like in many other countries. And this is why it makes sense also for us to play it, because it connects really the purpose of this organ being in a concert venue that we can hear with different ears than only associated with church service.